Hi everybody, welcome back to Laaleebee Knits. My name is Natalie. I'm a knitter based in Belfast in Northern Ireland, and I have a little podcast here on YouTube. Let me just put my phone on Silencio. Do not disturb me. Yes, I have a little knitting podcast here on YouTube where I share the knitting projects I've been working on, some yarny things that I've been buying. Sometimes some family members come on, but it's just me here today. And Henry, you might be able to see his little fluffy butt in the corner there. Yeah, it's been a little while. I took a little break from podcasting. Life's a bit up and down, and as it goes. And I feel like it's always best to podcast when I'm feeling it, and then good form, excited about knitting, and here to share with you. So I'm not going to force content, but whenever I'm excited about it, I'm going to share with you. So my little wishful thinking of being regular and every 2 weeks is not. It just hasn't worked out for the past, how many years have I been doing this now? 1 or 2? Whatever. I have a little flat pipe from Laaleebee. Just a little local one, and I'll be quite honest with you, I don't actually know what I have. I just know that I have a lot of things to share with you. So buckle up, get yourself a nice little sweet treat. Everyone's on TikTok, all I can hear is that guy saying sweet treat. Get yourself a little something nice to drink, and let's get started. So since my last podcast, I podcasted with the EMA ages ago, well before Halloween. It's now mid-November. It's the 23rd of November, oh my god. Okay, so it's 23rd of November, and I have been filling up a tote bag with my finished objects as I finish them, and yarn that's been delivered. It's all going in there. So I can't really remember what's in there anymore, so I'll have a dig through and pull out. It'll be a little surprise for me and you. The first finished object. I do have a few finished objects, and the first one I finished last night. I was so excited about it because it was on the needles for so long. Now, there's a group of sisters on TikTok and on YouTube. Oh, let me turn the volume down. They're called Kalila. Oh, I can't remember their names. I'm gonna link their YouTube channels down. It's 3 American sisters who all knit, and they set challenges for themselves, and so they challenged themselves to knit this all over textured sweater in 7 days, and they had a real tough time doing it. The pattern was tough to work out from their reports, but as they were doing that challenge, I was like, I need to challenge myself. If they're doing this complicated sweater in 7 days, I can finish my albina sweater. And so I did. I was inspired by them, and I finished my albina sweater. I'm not wearing it because it was 1 degree Celsius yesterday. Today it is 14. We have a storm rolling in, and I guess it's really roasting, but it is definitely not sweater weather anymore today. But I finished this. She's not blocked, but I love the fit. I wanted something that was kind of sweatshirty. And this is a summer pattern, and the yarn that she knits it in a DK. I knit it in Cascade 220, which I thought was a DK. It's actually a worsted weight. I definitely went up some needle sizes to get a good gauge on this, but I love how it fits. It's oversized, but not too much. The shoulder drapes nicely. So this is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. It came out in the summer. It's the first time I've knit a bottom-up jumper. Let me show you. And let me tell you, not my favourite. I do not enjoy a bottom-up. But I copied the colours from one of her test knitters, did this kind of colour sequence, and I thought, I need that exact one. So I copied those colours. I'll also mention that girl's name down below so you can go and check her out as well. Because I always like to get a little shout out of where I get my inspiration or where I rip the colours off mercilessly. I like to give their shout out. So yeah, I'm delighted with this. So all I had to do, I had already picked up one sleeve. All I had to do was finish a sleeve, finish the other sleeve, and then knit the neckband. And let me tell you, it did not feel like it was going to fit until I knit that neckband. Because before it was all kind of like this, and the neckband just didn't made it look nice and neat. I think that's one of the things about bottom up sweaters. They don't feel like they're going to fit until you finish, and then it fits miraculously. So I'm delighted with this. I don't think I'll knit it again. I didn't enjoy bottom up, but I'm delighted with the fit of it. I'm excited to block it to see how it drapes. The other thing is, thread. I was knitting this and sitting with Henry. Henry has a dog sweater that I bought from like Pets at Home or something that is the exact colours of this. It's the exact same colour palette. So I have a matching jumper with Henry, and I've got some left over. I basically used 4 full skeins of this main colour, plus I dipped into the 5th one, so I did need the 5 skeins of that. And then 1 of each of my contrasts, so these are the 3 contrast colours. And I've doubled the amount of navy that I put in, and I was worried that I was going to run out. I did not. I had plenty of the navy. So I've got some good leftovers. I've got almost a full ball of this, half a skein of these, and maybe 15-20 grams of that. So Neil's getting a matching hat so we can all be family. Family colour palette. So that's my big finished object. And I'm still doing the what is it called? The Pigskin Party Knitalong, which is hosted by Boston Jen of the Down Cellar Studio podcast. It's a big long knit-along that runs the whole run of the American football season. Is it American football? And if you knit a project that uses over 1,000 yards, you get a blitz, which is 500 points. So this is my first blitz project. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to block it and get it on. So let me create a little plan. Now, this is where I dig into the mystery bag, because I don't know what's in here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Right. Let me get myself organised. How's everybody? Does anybody else knit for Christmas? Because I'm always like, I'm not knitting for Christmas, and then I do. Like I decide like a month and a half before. It's not the time to knit for Christmas. The time to knit for Christmas is throughout the year, so that by the time Christmas comes along, you can knit for yourself. I have loads of finished objects in here. Oh my god, really? Have I not showed those? Yeah, the last time my podcast was in October. Oh right, they're all finished. Is this finished? I don't care. You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. These are all smaller projects. So, first one. This is a present for my sister Jess. She knows she's getting it. This is the, what's this called? The Embrace Coil by Andrea Mowry. This is knit up in DK. She actually uses 2 strands of fingering weight, and you marl them together and turn them into like a nice fade. But I had lots of DK leftovers, and she wanted blue, and I had lots of DK leftovers, so I just pulled these in. And there's like a band of colour at the back because I didn't have quite enough. This is the Embrace Coil for Jess. Jess is just back. Her birthday was last week, but she spent it in Japan. Excuse us. And she wanted this, and she said she wanted to take it to Japan. Then I asked her what temperature Japan was going to be. It was 20 degrees Celsius. That is warm. 20 degrees Celsius, so she did not need it. Now she does need it because there's a snowstorm in Scotland at the minute. So I need to get this in the post for Jessica. I'll do that this afternoon actually, after I record this. So it's beautiful, it's cozy, it's slightly bigger than I expected. I blocked it out basically to her measurements. I prefer a cowl that's like this, but this one will just kind of sit in her coat. Oh, the blues are so nice, aren't they? So that is first finished object, a little present for Jess. I'm pretty sure I bought this yarn initially for a jumper. I might have showed it on the podcast. I've since frogged that whole jumper, and I've since knit at least three different people, 4 maybe, different presents out of that yarn, so it didn't go to waste. Gorgeous. It's a mix of Life in the Long Grass and Giddy Aunt Yarns, who are now Inspiring Yarn, one of their DK advents from a few years ago. All those. And like other DK that I had in stash. So that is Jess's birthday present. Okay. On the same theme of neck garments, I had decided that I wanted to knit a couple of presents with a couple of those little tiny scarves that are trendy right now. So I always knit my mum something for Christmas. We do Secret Santa in our family, so I don't always pick mum as my Secret Santa person, but I still always knit her something because she's my mammy. She always gets. Mum and Vera, my gran, they always get. So I picked, I'm doing very well, I'm remembering these. So mum had a little dig through my stash and she chose this colour just as a one that she wanted something out of. She hasn't seen the scarf. She knows it's this colour. This, I'll just show it first. Natalie, you're rusty. So this is the gooseberry shawl, scarf, something like that. It's got all these little bubbles that you crochet in, and I love them. Who's this by? Let me check my Revelry. No. Not very organised, Natalie. Rav. 1919 projects. Gooseberry Shawl is by Xenia Nadium. Oh my god, I apologise. That is the name. So if you look at hers, it's much deeper. You can basically knit it as deep as you like. This is it with one pattern repeat, and I just wanted a little something that she could put around her neck. My mum wears little like cute neckerchiefs and things, and she has quite a neutral wardrobe, so I thought this would be cute. You can't tie it. I'm thinking I might put some little Hanks, Casey from Hanks Yarn Parlour does little tiny fluffy pom-poms, so I might buy 2 little tiny fluffy pom-poms for mum. You can kind of tie it. I haven't tied it very nicely. Mum will be able to style it much better. She doesn't know that this is what she's getting. So I've knit this for mum and I loved it. It is probably one of the most complicated patterns I've knit in a long time. In that, well, it was fully charted. I could not read the charts. I am not a good chart reader when it comes to cables, and it's just not intuitive for me. Luckily there were written instructions, but I had to pay attention to every single row. And you can't really make a mistake and get away with it. You have to fix it. So it took a lot of my attention, and that's exactly what I wanted. So there's a little built-in I-cord edge. You don't have to go back and add that on. You knit it from tip to tip, and even though it was complicated and I had to pay attention, I knit it in a couple of evenings. The yarn is an old hedgehog fibres in the colour Dove. I don't know if they still do it. I picked that up, I think, from like Copenhagen, maybe, one of my holidays. So that is for Mother. Good. Next present. Then I decided, quick sip of my coffee, that I wanted some other quicker knits for gifts along the same veins. Mum gets the extravagant, elaborate one. And I had seen so many people doing the Sophie scarf, and I thought, I hemmed and had, and I thought that's probably a very basic pattern. Why am I paying £8 for it, or however much it was? And it is a basic pattern, but there's just something about having the proportions already figured out by somebody else that I thought that's worth paying for. So I knit 2 of these as little presents. This is the first. This is for Neil's mum. These are definitely her colours. This is the Bird Street Yarns Valentine's box skein. Do I have it? Where is it in here? No. The Bird Street Yarns skein is called You, Me and a Cup of Tea. I got that in the Valentine's box. There is an episode on it with Chloe. So if you want to see what was in that box, that was Hyatt Knits Up. So it's a little Sophie scarf. Again, you just tie it around your little neck, just as a little something in your coat. You know, because women of a certain age, and I'm probably getting to that age, don't want little big scarves in our coats. Just something to break the wind coming in through the top of your coat. So, little Sophie scarf for Neil's mum for Christmas. His dad's getting a hat. I haven't knit it yet, but I do have the yarn. So that's for Neil's mum. Blocked and all. And then this one, I think this is for my friend Carol. It's either for my friend Carol or my friend Sheila. Neither of whom watch. How friendly are they? No, I'm only joking. This is another Sophie scarf. And this is in a skein. I don't know what this skein is. I got it as a gift a few years ago, and it was actually a colourway. It actually looks it's not a very feminine colour, which I like. I like that it's a self-striping. I like that it's unisex, that's the word, Natalie. I like that it's that colour. Again, I knit the smallest size of this, but with this pattern you can knit it as big as you like. And I used only maybe 30 grams. 50 gram skein's plenty for this. Look how cute! These are so cute. It makes me think of Bowden. Mum's very into Bowden. Like, I'm pretty sure she has. It's very Bowden, actually. So it's another little scarf for a friend. I haven't decided who yet. But I like having a little stash of presents, and then I can decide who it's for. So I'm going to have to knit a few more of these, because I think they're really cute little gifts. That's another Sophie scarf. How many finished objects is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not done. These are my... What socks are these? They're not September socks. Maybe they're shown. I can't remember what they are. These are socks. I think I started them. I can't remember what these are. They're not my October socks. These are a pair of socks. I have 2 pairs of finished socks. Who am I? And this first pair is for my friend Carol, because she loves the hand-knit socks that I've made her. And as I was working through these, I thought this is a Carol colour. So, oh, beautiful. This is Beehive Yarns. It was a colour club from last year. I got the variegated last year. Oh look, she's matching my nails. I can't remember what it's called. I don't think you can get it anyway. But this was like a one-of-a-kind, like, club colour. And it's for Carol. I've knit it up in the Hermione's Everyday sock pattern. One of my favourite patterns. I don't do her, she has a modified Eye of Partridge heel. I like to do just slip stitches because it's like I've memorised it. So that is for Caroli. Yay! Carol, if you happen to be watching, which she will not, look away. She doesn't watch, it's fine. So those are another little present, and then these are my October socks. I do remember this because these were a birthday. When her birthday? Yeah, they were a birthday gift. Chloe and Amy went to Amsterdam and went to Stephen and Penelope and picked me up a skein of yarn for my birthday for me. And this is, I think it's called something like Feeling Witchy or something like that. It's Undercover Otter, and I knit in a 3x1 rib, and then when I got to here I just did a plain on the bottom. Look at that, I love that. Isn't it funny how the striping changes when you decrease? Love, love, love. It's a Halloweeny colour, I can't remember what it is. So I knit it because I wanted this part tucked down. Look how I sewed my ends in. Why did I do that? That should have been sewn in the inside. So now I can't wear, well I can, I'm still going to wear them. It's like a little cuff. But yeah. And just to prove there are two, and also I did that sewing in on both. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Anyway. That's a lot of finished objects. I have one more. My god, I think this is the most finished objects I've ever had on the podcast. This is, you'll have seen this, I've shown it before, but I didn't show it finished. I did another test knit for Pacific Knit Co. She released her Winter Doodles number 3. And I finished my little hot water bottle. So, I love it. Basically I don't have a pattern for this. For instructions, I use Casey's hot water bottle pattern. And then I changed the numbers to fit my gauge for the doodles. So my numbers are on my Ravelry page. If you want proper instructions, there are other water bottle patterns. I use Casey's because it's very easy. Cute. Can't really see my little snowflake star there. This is actually knit out of a mini skein set that I got from Beehive Yarns. It was her June one. So the picture is like this girl in like aqua background. She's sitting on an old car and she's got a red swimsuit on. But when I saw it, I thought, that's Christmas. So I added that in. That's just a mini from Stash. And then this is, I think it's a Christmas one. Is it a Christmas one or is that from my fragmentation shawl? I can't remember. That's from my fragmentation shawl, so I can't remember what it is. It was just leftovers. I think you need about 35 grams for this main colour, and then just your little mini striping. And I put a little band of white just to really emphasise the rose for this one. So Chloe has already claimed this, so now she can finally have it. And I need to knit myself one now. That's okay. That is for Chloe. Right, that's all my finished objects. But I did go on a little sewing spree, and I made some project bags that are going to be gifts. And some of the people who are receiving them might be watching, so I'm not going to say who they're for, but I'll show you. And I'll not say which ones are gifts and which ones are just sent. So I went on a little sewing spree. I had such a huge stash of Christmassy fabric, and I thought, I need to use this up. People always like getting a little project bag. I don't want it to look like a thing I've just thrown together. I want it to look nice. I want to do it nicely. So I'll show you. I made tons of this one's for Sophie. She's ready to go around it. Little zipper pouches with some fabric Those ones aren't Christmassy. It was in my stash. Little notions pouches, little matching zips. Cute. Cute. All fully lined. Probably shouldn't have used red thread for that. All lined, all nice and ready to go as like little presents. I've got quite a few friends that craft, and so I think these make nice little gifts. And I thought this would be like a good, it's like good for like crochet hooks or pencils or something. Anyway, I made all those. And then, you know, I had to make myself a Christmas bag. Every year for the past 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 years now, I've been making myself a Christmas bag. And usually Chloe gets one too, but she doesn't get one this year because I made myself two. So let me show you the fabric I chose this year. I can't remember, it's not Liberty, I can't remember who it is. I got it off Bowbear House. I get fat quarters, and this is the project bag that I always make. The pattern for that is down in the description box. Yeah, look how cute. And I worked really hard to center this on both sides. So I did try and work out the pattern. And then on the inside it's just lined with this little coordinating foliage deal. And then I tried to pick the red out with my little cute bows at the end. So yeah, this makes me think of Castle Leslie, which is like a luxury 4-star hotel down south, just over the border. And this is very much their colours, and it's a big stately home. Paul McCartney got married there. It's beautiful. This is very much their colours, so I think of this as my Castle Leslie bag. And so I made a couple of pouches. I made one to give away to a friend, although whom I have not decided, but I think that's cute, and I just used that. I really tried my hardest to get the zip as close as I could so that I could, oh, don't look there, so that I could use some of that fabric up. And then I made myself a little notions pouch to match. And of course it has a Knitalongs tea cake. That's from Castle View. It's a Castle View? Chapel View Crafts. Knitalongs tea cake. 'Tis the season for Knitalongs mallows. If you haven't had a Knitalongs mallow, you're missing out. My sister's allergic to eggs, so she can't eat them. It's the most devastating thing for her. She's missing out. They are the best. This is not how you eat a Knitalongs mallow. Just need to pause here to explain. When you eat a Knitalongs mallow, you bite the chocolate shell off, you lick the marshmallow out, and then you eat your biscuit, because you have to eat your biscuit. Biscuit's the worst part. So anyway, love my little Knitalongs mallow on my little notions pouch. That's in a big new project. All that to say, that's all my sewing. I'm gonna have to turn this light on because it gets dark so early. Let me, oh, I need to bump and is that flattering? Not really. Anyway, yeah, I'm losing the light. Let's keep going. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, now that I've done all that, what am I left with in here? Those are just skeins of yarn. I don't know why I brought them in here. That's an acquisition. Those are acquisitions. And then I have a basket of whips here. I've lost the run of myself. Oh no, I have one more finished object. How could I forget this? Casey from Hank's Yarn Parlour, and now Hank's Yarn Cast on YouTube, had a little knit along. I failed that miserably. I knit along, forgot to enter my project. But I bought this kit from her shop, you'll have seen it. And I knit Neil a hat. Now let me tell you, my cage and Casey's cage, 2 very different things. So this is knit. This is the large size. Hang on. I think maybe I need to turn that up a bit. It's, like, I have a big head. This is large. Neil wanted it slouchy. I used the needles that were smaller than the small size to gauge, because I'm just loosey-goosey. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I knit Neil this hat. It looks better on him than it does on me. And now he can wear it. He hasn't been able to wear it. It's been so cold here, and he has not been able to wear his hat. This hat, I was going to put it away for Christmas because I've bought him zippers that match it perfectly. But I suppose he should have it now that it was snowing a couple of days ago. I can't believe I nearly forgot Neil's hat. So finally Neil can have that. Good. Okay, that really is all my finished objects. Not to brag. That's a lot. Okay. I'm just going to pull from this basket because there are so many whips that are ongoing at the minute. First one, in my bag. This is a sock. It's for a friend. I don't know if she watches, but I won't say who. Just know that she loves socks. This is a little Christmas colour that I used from last year. I can't remember what it is, but I know it's from Bird Street. They are launching all their Christmas stuff at the minute, and they do the best Christmas yarn. So that's from Bird Street. This is just a little, I think this is actually Cascade in like their pine or something like that. It's half a skein. I have 50 grams of the main colour, and I'm just adding 20 grams of that, and that will work out perfectly for her. So I really need to get moving on that, because it's just, that's my kind of car knitting, or my out and about knitting, and I'm a home bird and I don't go out, so I need to start putting some stitches on that. So that's my first whip. 2 whips sitting on the desk here. Okay, I started my fragmentation shawl. Fragmentation is by Stephen West. I knit a summery one a couple of months ago. Loved it. Loved the shawl. It's been so nice wrapping myself up in that. And then I ordered myself the Halloween countdown from Beehive Yarns. It was called Poison Garden. It's absolutely beautiful, and I opened it all immediately because I couldn't resist. I think I showed you it last time. I got the 50 gram skein version because I knew I wanted to make this. So I will show you my progress. Look at those colours, and they're in the order that she chose. This one, the sparkly black, is not part of it, but I needed another colour just for the way that the numbers worked out. So this is a knit to pattern. I've stopped here, and instead of binding off, I've just put them on hold because I will have leftover yarn, and I kind of want to make it as big as I can, but I don't know how much yarn I'm going to have left. The way that the sequence works, I'm going to have far less of this band of colour than I am of this. So I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to finish it as it's written and then just add an extra band of colour the whole way along until I've used up all my yarn. So, or it gets like too big, but what is a too big shawl? Doesn't exist. So that's my progress on that. I've done the same thing where I've mapped out, if I do a stripe a day, this is how long it'll take. I have not been keeping up with my stripes a day, so I feel really behind on it. But there's no such thing as behind on knitting that's just for yourself. Like, it's not for anything, it's just for the love of it, and because I want the project in the end. So that is my beautiful whip. She has been slightly neglected through no fault of her own. She's beautiful, and I will come back to her soon. So that's a whip. I don't know how many whips I have. It's a bit ridiculous. I have one special one I'm going to leave to the very end. Okay. This little bag is my Christmas bag, where most of the year I spend. It's by the Blue Rabbit House. Unique Designs and Illustrations. So these are her own illustrations. Like, you can't buy this fabric. I got this a few years ago as a Christmas present from my gran, and usually this holds my Christmas skeins of yarn when it's off season, but now that we are in the season, I have all my Christmassy scraps in there. And so there's a group of girls that I started working with when I was like 22. And I'm the youngest. Like, they're all much more mature and older than me. So I was like the little sister for the first time in my life. So I have kept up with them for years. But it had been like, we hadn't spoken in a long time. One of them is my very good friend Carol. We've been close the whole time. From we started working there right through. We started on the same day in the company, and we got on like a house on fire, and we're like best friends. She's like my mum's age, and my mum gets a little bit jealous, and she's like, don't talk to me about Carol, your other mother. Anyway, we met up with a couple of the girls that we used to work with, and it was the best knit night I've ever had. Like, I hadn't seen these girls in like 7 or 8 years, and it just went right back to having a really great time, talking really easily, conversation flowed, it was hilarious, it was so much fun. So we've decided we're starting to do a little craft night once a month. So gals, if you're watching, look away, because I have a little spoiler. I wanted to knit them a little something for our next event, our little next knit night. It's coming up, not next week, the week after. And so I thought I would knit some cup cozies using the doodle patterns. So I've done 3. I need to do 5. These are all using Pacific Knit Co doodle patterns, and then I bought her little cup cozy pattern. I think it was the summer one I bought, because you can just plug the doodles in. So that's from the new pack. Actually, I think this one's from the new pack too. They're not blocked. And this cup is tiny. Like, this isn't really the intended cup. Oh, adorable. They might not like this, but I think they're cute. And then a little I think this is from her original. Obviously only one of them has a red nose, because there's only one riddle. So I've knit 3 of those. I've held the yarn double for most of them, and I'm going to knit a couple more before we go. So you can come back now. Spoilers are over. I've been talking for so long, my coffee's cold. But yeah, I'm just holding, basically when I knit socks, or if I have like a particularly Christmassy colour, it'll go in here. Okay, let me pull this. Look at this basket. I got it in TK Maxx. Right. Ooh, these are Christmas socks for me, selfishly. They just need heels. These are West Yorkshire Spinners in the Nutcracker colourway. And I'm just going to cut in a little heel, and then they'll be ready for Christmas. And they're in a little Liberty bag that I made. And I have so much of this yarn left over. So much. I can knit another pair. We'll save that for next year. I'm like firing through these now. So, little socks on the go. Who knows how many socks I have. Pop that in there. Okay, my best friend had a baby. I made that baby a hexagon blanket, and I didn't put any border on, because the idea is that I can make more hexies as she grows. So for Christmas, I am making some more hexies. So I'm just making loads of little hexagons in this kind of autumnal colour. It's the kind of colour palette. And then a couple of little brights to break it up. I'm just making, I think I'll make, 20. And add an extra 2 to 4 rows on. Oh, I dropped one. My squeaky chair. Yeah. So I'll make about 20 of these, and then sew them onto the little Bubba's blanket. I've got, like, oh, look at this. This is from Lonely Mountain Yarns. It is Bilbo's cheese board. And while it is precious, I can knit a pair of socks out of 50 grams, and Melissa is obsessed with Lord of the Rings, and these are her colours, so it had to go in to her baby's blanket. Had to. This is in my other little bag that I made for autumn. Look at my little pears. I love them so much. I'm coming down with bags. I need to stop. So that's one more whip. How many more have I got in here? 2. Right, 3 more whips to go. I'm pretty sure. Coming down with things. Okay, these are my November socks. I'm not enjoying them. And I'll tell you for why. So they're DK socks because that is the Grocery Girls sock bash theme this month. And this is knit in, I should be enjoying these. These are knit in Frankie Gray Fibres, which is owned by one of the Grocery Girls. It's a mini skein set that I got. DK weight. My gauge is too tight. I'm knitting them on a 3mm needle. I should have knit them on a 3.5. It'll be a nice tight gauge for socks. They'll be hard wearing, but it's not nice to knit I don't like it with my fingers. Anyway, I've also run out of the yellow. I have enough to do that one more stripe, and then I've run out of my yellow. So some finagling has to happen. I think I've got scraps that could be something similar. But this is like basically the length I need for my foot. So I could turn them into shorties. It's just there's a bit of thinking that I have to do. I'm just not in the headspace to think about them. But I need to think about them because it's the 23rd and they need to be finished by the end. So this is all the yellow I have left. So I will get one more stripe out of that and that's donezo. So we'll see. Not enjoying them hugely, but I want to finish them. I have finished a pair of socks this month. No, the Nutcracker ones will be finished and started within the month, I think. So I think that counts. Anyway. In another little bag, the Can Do Sews bag, and then another little bag, of course. This is a Liberty print. Last project is a hat for my granda. I think I did it wrong. I think I'm going to rip it out. He wants a red hat. I think I did this wrong. I've knit this before. This is the Lake something hat. I'll link it below. I have knit it before. There's a special stitch here and I think I'm doing it wrong. You do like little twists and it makes like a little column. But when I'm thinking about it, I think Granda would prefer something a little less textured. He's a simple man, likes simple things. So I might rip back to here because that's a lot of ribbon. Yeah, I'll rip back to the ribbon and then do a different pattern. Maybe the Josh's cashmere hat pattern. Is that what it's called? Jason's cashmere hat pattern. It's a free pattern. I'll link it below. I've knit it 100 times. Well, like maybe 6 or 7 times. So I'll knit in one of those. This is just King Cole's Merino Blend DK. I wanted to try it out, see what it was like. It's fine. It's nothing special. It's called Cranberry though. 100% pure new wool. Can wool feel like acrylic? Kind of feels like acrylic. But apparently not. Maybe it'll soften up when I wash it. Anyway. That's my granddad's hat. Needs ripped out and redone. Okay. My last whip is an exciting one. I think I've gone a little bit mad, but I'll tell you about it. So I have said for years and years I really want to knit a Christmas jumper. And I couldn't find one and I didn't give myself enough time and it didn't happen. And then I saw this pattern. It's called the Yule pattern by Let's find her. She's in my library. The Yule Sweater by Eleanor Mortensen. Is that not the most beautiful sweater you've ever seen? I'm assuming that is Yule, not Jul. So, I started this last night. It was the 22nd of November. And I said to myself, again inspired by the girls on TikTok who were knitting their jumpers, Natalie, if you put a little challenge into this, then you could actually get this done for Christmas. So I'm gonna knit a finger weight sweater. Pretty, I think it's the 6th or 7th size, so pretty big finger weight sweater, 52 inches I think is the gauge, in 30 days. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I want this for Christmas. So let me show you my yarn and then I'll show you my progress. I had this all in stash. I remember buying something from Wool Warehouse and I thought, I don't have very many neutrals that are sweater quantities, but I know I have lots and lots of mini skeins and lots of bright colours that could be used in colour sweaters. So stock up on some neutrals so that you can actually knit some of those sweaters whenever you see them. So I did that. I got 3 skeins of it. No, I got 4 skeins of this. This is Cascade Heritage finger and weight. 70%, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I've knit with it before in jumpers. Warning, it pills like crazy. It's very, very, very soft, but it pills a lot. So you need to get your debobbler out. I have knit a little red jumper. It was one of the first jumpers I knit, a Jessie May pattern, and I need to depill it almost after every time. Sit down, please. Good boy. Oh, he's grumpy today. Anyway, you need to depill it, but so affordable. I think £7 or £8 a skein. A nice affordable option for me. So I got that in stash a few months ago. And then I went digging and I had, this is a Skein Queen that I picked up ages ago. I love this colour. I think it's called Ink Pot or Inkwell, something like that. And then this is left over from my fragmentation shawl. I believe this is Ray from Beehive Yarns. So those are my colours. I cast on last night. I spent a long time last night knitting this. Because I decided I wanted to do it, and I sat all evening basically knitting this. And I love it. And my colour work is so messy. It'll block out really nicely. But my colour work is messy. I need to get better at my tension. Do you know what it is? When I hold yarn in my left hand to knit continental style, it's so loose that it looks messy. But I'm also afraid of knitting too tightly and then it not fitting. So I'd rather be too loose than too tight. Oh, well, I can't see anything there, not like. So this is how far I've gotten. So this kind of bothers me. You can see the yarn peeking through, but at the same time it kind of makes this look marled, so I don't really care. And I think it'll block out. So I think that's pretty good progress for one night's knitting. I did my little short rows. I did my coloured, I think I did the first 15 rows of my colour work chart. And I'm loving it. So I'm insane. I've basically project managed this whole thing. I wonder if I have it on my phone. I definitely have it on my iPad, but I'm filming on my iPad. I wonder if it's transferred over to the phone. Don't know why. Oh, it did, yeah. This is my schedule. Basically, I wrote out every task that I need to do for this sweater. I estimated how many days it would take, and then I mapped those days onto my calendar for my latest start times. So I've given myself 4 days to knit the chart, which is 55 rows, And then I've given myself a day to knit all the little bits. So the raglan increases, the separation for sleeves, I've given myself 1 day. And then the body, I've given myself 10 days. You knit the body almost 10 inches. So I've given myself 10 days to knit an inch a day. So if I stick to my schedule, I give myself 4 days for each sleeve, because usually it takes me about 3 months. Like, I think 3 months is the quickest I've knit a finger and weight sweater. But I wasn't concentrating on it, so I'm concentrating on it this way. I've given myself what I think are realistic, achievable things. I hope I won't get behind. My plan is to kind of try and blast out the chart today. Get ahead of myself at the weekends, so that midweek I can do those little half an hour long things and keep it ticking over. So I'm going to track my progress on Instagram stories. So if you're over on Instagram, give me a little follow. Yeah, I thought I'd set myself a little challenge. If you have something you want to get off the needles, if it's a Christmas present, if it's a shawl or a jumper, something that has been on the needles for too long and you want to get it off the needles, then please knit along with me. You could do what I do and figure out how much time you need each day to get it done in the 30 days, and we'll keep ourselves on track. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to have a Christmas jumper. I am going to have a Christmas jumper. Now bear in mind, I also have some things, like I still will need to knit my December socks. I've got some of those little sock presents to finish off. I need to knit my granddad's hat. I need to knit my granny's present. And I need to knit Neil's dad's hat. So I have other projects that I need to knit as well. But I really want to get this done as close to Christmas as I can. So I've given myself until the 23rd of December, which is tight. It's cutting it fine for Christmas, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I hope I can do it. Follow along on Instagram and you'll see if I give up. The nice thing about this pattern is that it isn't obviously Christmassy, it's more wintry. It is kind of Christmassy, but yeah, I'm excited for that. So have a little look on Instagram, join along if you want to, and we'll keep each other on the right track. So my throat hurts from talking so much. 52 minutes. Shall I tell you some acquisitions? I haven't gone mad, which is nice. I haven't gone mad with the purchasing, but I do have some things to show you. So the first thing is, I bought all that fabric, and do you remember I knit my cardigan in the drops mohair? What is that cardigan called? It was a Chiaogoo pattern. The Leith cardigan. Right, well I'm giving that to Jess too. She's decided she wants it, so that's being sent over to her with her scarf. I wanted to pick up another mohair to see if it felt the same as the drops mohair, and so I picked up Rowan's Kid Silk Haze. Oh, look at the shine. Look at that beautiful colour. So I picked this up to knit a little something for somebody else and see how I feel knitting with it. Just holding it, it's not soft. Right, here's the thing, I am spoiled because I have a couple of skeins of Chiaogoo mohair. Chiaogoo's not going anymore, but my god, that is next level mohair. It's beautiful. This feels scratchy to me. It does not feel nice and soft, but it might feel different when it's knit up. So I bought this to try out. I think it was on sale, and I love the colour. And I think it would actually go nicely with that yarn that I knit Neil's mum's scarf in. So maybe I'll hold it double with the rest of that yarn and make little mitts or something for it. That would be nice. Oh my god, I need to stop giving myself things to knit. So I bought that with the fabric just to make it up to the £30 free delivery. And I thought it would be a good experiment to try it out. think the next one I'll try after this is that one from Knitting for Olive. They have a nice mohair. Look at these colours together. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Love those colours. Anyway, so that was a little purchase that I made. Then I got my October mini skein clip from Beehive Yarns. They're very vintage. They always come at the end of the next month. So I got, wait, no. Yeah, they always come at the end of the month. So I got these at the end of October. So spoilers, but you'll probably already have it. This is the inspo. Sisters! These are going to be my Halloween socks next year. I did them colour work. Oh, gorgeous. It's so funny that it is actually called Sisters. That's how my sisters and I greet each other. Sisters! Love this. That's my Halloween socks order for next year. I have one more box of theirs coming. It's going up to November this year, so that'll come at the end of November, just in time for Christmas season. Pop that there, and then I forgot I ordered this. I kind of had an inkling and I didn't really know. I ordered myself the Advent skein from Yarn Badger. So just emptying out my little. It came nicely packaged. I of course ripped everything open. It's a little. It's kind of a spoiler. It's not really. I'm not opening the yarn. I'm not showing the yarn, but I am showing the packaging. It came wrapped in this. I tore into it. Then it came. Let me show you. Right. Here's her inspo card. So I picked. She had different options. She had her traditional 24 mini skeins. Blah blah blah. I picked the self-striping skein, so that I could knit a pair of socks, knit a little row every day in December. So that's a little thank you card. That's a little inspo. These are my colours, right? This purple, beautiful. I couldn't resist. Right, I opened this package. Look at what opened up. Look at what landed up. They're presents for me. She made presents. And you know that I would have torn into this and had a little peek at what the colours are like. I'm not opening this. This is a present. I can't open this until the 1st of December. And not only that, I ordered the version where you get a little skein on Christmas Day. Past Natalie was very, very good to me. I can't get over this wrapping paper. I love a wrapped up present. So my self-striping open on 1st of December. I have a feeling she's got 2 skeins in here. She does. She has 2 skeins so I can knit them 10 times. I'm so excited for this. This is the first Adventy yarn thing that I am just ripped open. And then this is like a little present for me, from me, on Christmas Day. So I always hear people doing Boxing Day or Christmas Eve cast-ons. My Christmas Eve is so busy. It's my granny's birthday. The whole family goes to Gran's house. We have a little party. Then we're helping to prep for the next day. Everybody's tired. We're all kind of sick of each other because we've seen so much of each other. So there's not much knitting that happens on Christmas Eve for me. But Boxing Day, this would be a Boxing Day cast on. Boxing Day is the perfect day for a new cast on. I'm so excited. And then I got a little thing. Cute. Oh, adorable. So yeah, I'm delighted. I'm delighted with myself, to be quite honest. And that's everything that I have. Oh my god, an hour on the dot, almost. I can't believe that. I'm wrecked. I have to go and knit some of that chart. Yeah. I don't have any biz for you. nothing's really been happening. I've been reading a lot. I'm reading A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens for the first time. Now, I am not a Dickens fan. I think Great Expectations in school put me off him. And then I had to read Bleak House in uni. No, absolutely not. I think it's one of the few books I did not read in my course because I couldn't. But I am a big fan of Muppet's Christmas Carol, and it's just one of those things, it's classic, you have to read it at some point. So I borrowed it off the library, off the Libby app, and it's surprisingly short. There's only 5 chapters, they're not very long, and I'm loving it. It's like the first chapter is almost word for word exactly the same as the Muppet's Christmas Carol. Exactly the same. There's I have no criticisms. The second one goes into a wee bit more, but I'm loving it. So that's been my nighttime read. Basically, whenever I've been struggling to sleep quite a lot at the minute, and that's a nice cozy read to just tuck up in bed and read some of that. So that's what I've been reading. I have been doing, actually this one, I'll talk about this one. So I have a little reading journal. I can't show it to you because it's currently propping up the iPad. But I have a little reading journal, and in it I have all the kind of reading lists. I love whenever the New York Times or the Guardian puts out 100 classics you have to read, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. I love those lists. I love ticking off whenever I've completed something off those lists. And one of the lists that I have in my reading journal is the Nobel Prize winners. I want to read something from every Nobel Prize winner. Not in any rush for that, just in my lifetime. I want to have read most of them. So far I think I've read 4 or 5 of them, and basically it's not any specific book from them, it's just one of them. And the Nobel Prize winner this year was Han Kang, who wrote The Vegetarian, which I read a few years ago, so I've already checked her off my list. Yay. But one of the other ones was Patrick Modiano, who's a French writer, and I read The Night Watch, and my god, this little tiny book had me thinking hard. This, if you haven't read it, it is, a lot of his writing is based on the German occupation of France in World War II, and this book follows it's over one night. It's this young man who has found himself being an informant for the French Gestapo and corrupt policemen. So he's become an informant, an unwitting informant for them, and he gets sent into freedom fighters to infiltrate their groups, and he becomes an informant for them. So he's double crossing both of the people, and he's trying to find his way out of it and make his way out of it. And it is such an interesting discussion of anxiety and of inertia and inaction and not making a decision. It's just, the whole book is set on this precipice of him making a decision, and up to this point he hadn't made any decisions, and this is how his life had come to be this way, because he just kind of went where he was thrown. And the anxiety he's experiencing while he's doing this is just, it was such an interesting way to read this moment of pure terror and fear and anxiety, and it's really stuck with me. I'd recommend this. It's very short. It's confusing at the start as well. You've got loads, and you're kind of bombarded by this whole cast of characters, and it takes you a wee while to figure out who they are, but he does tell you who they are eventually. You just have to kind of stick with it. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed this book. So Christmas Carol is a little lighter reading, and then my December book, my little festive book, is going to be Jolly Festive Jeeves, P.G. Wodehouse, because I find him hilarious. Okay, He is exactly my humour. This kind of blustering idiot. I find it so funny. So anyway, that's what I'll be reading. That's what I'll be knitting. Join me over on Instagram